Hey everybody, and welcome to Alan's Bonsai. So today I'm going to work on this Green Island Ficus. I acquired this tree from a friend of mine who was liquidating her collection. And this is a really cool tree. It has some very interesting characteristics. The first one is that it's in a round pot. So if we spin the turntable around, let's get that weed out of there. You'll see it's in a round pot. And I didn't even realize that when I first looked at it. But it seems to work. And then the front is obviously right here, because it's got that really cool exposed roots. That kind of reminds me of a creature walking across the ground. It's really pretty cool. Probably the front is closer to right there. And it has some other things. One, it has some wire scars from the wire being left on too long, but it's not that bad. I have removed some of the wire scars, not the wire scars. You don't remove wire scars. You just really have to let them grow out. But I've removed some of the wires that cause the scarring. And today I'm just going to give it a haircut. If we look, let me turn it a little bit. If we look right here, this is the apex that I want. Right there. But if we check out the tree, there's a whole bunch of growth that's higher than the apex. So the tree is not going to put energy up into this little guy right here. And Green Island ficus grow like that. They don't get tall, but they can get very wide. I suppose you could even call it a dwarf ficus, since most ficus get massive, 40 or 50 feet high, and the banyans can become hundreds of feet wide. So I really want to accentuate that apex. So to do that, I'm going to remove all the growth that has grown above the apex and just pad out the foliage and remove some inner branching. So see if we remove that branch. Well, let's just do it. And we'll remove this guy. And right away we see that branch right there is accentuated beautifully. And so that's really all I'm going to do right now today, is to just cut away the excess growth. And some of this that I'm cutting right now is really not even above the apex, but I'm still going to cut it away to create pads. Okay. I'm trying to reach to get this stuff because I don't want my body to getting in front of the camera, which I suppose is a good thing. Okay, so then if we take these guys off here too, oh, it's actually, no, it is two. So take this guy off. He's also coming down. If you notice, he's coming down, and you normally don't want any branches going down. So we're going to cut him off. Then we're going to cut this guy away, and this little one, and then this other little guy, and then that really accentuates the trunk. It's really pretty cool. And then I'm going to move over to this side and start doing the same thing over here. Just taking off all the excess growth. You can kind of see, like this branch here, it has grown. It's what, about 5 inches long, maybe 6, and it has not been cut. So here was a cut, And then all this growth has emerged from that cut, and we got 3, but then they haven't been cut since. So the more you cut, the more ramification you get. So just keep cutting back. This tree does have some aerial roots. I'm going to take this guy off completely. And like I said, green island ficus like to grow much wider than they are tall, so I think I'll let it do that part. And since this tree is pretty much finished, it's not going to really need tremendous amount of wiring or any real styling. It's really coming along very nicely. I don't really like this. You see how this branch here and this branch here sort of compete, and then this little guy right here, this little guy in theory could replace this whole branch, but normally I try to keep smaller branches and get rid of the larger ones, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to take that guy off. And then I'm going to spin it around so we can get to the back. And this is a classic bonsai form where you have the front open so you can see the trunk line, but the back is nice and full. And there's not as much growth on the back for some reason. Okay, now there are some wires right here still, if you can see those wires. So I'm going to get those wires off the best I can. And when a tree has grown into the wires and created scars, there's really just not that much that you're going to do to alleviate it. Actually, that's not that bad. The scarring here is not that bad. Obviously, the longer you leave wire on, and it also depends on the tree. So this wire scar here is pretty bad. And I like to unravel my wire. I don't cut it into little pieces, mainly because I like to reuse my wire. So we're going to take this off here. I think there's another little piece needs to come here. Where are we? Okay, there we go. And I know some people just cut the wire away and throw it away, but I like to save my old wire. I guess you could call me frugal, or I guess you'd call me cheap too, but anyway. Now that one there has, see this branch, that branch, we don't even really need that branch. See this branch right here? You know, it's in the back of the tree, and it's just coming from here, so I'm going to chop that right away as best I can with these clippers. I probably should have concave cutters. There we go. And that'll make removing that wire a lot easier. There we go. And there's a couple other places that still have wire. Like I said, I removed most of the wire already on this tree. Okay, there's a couple of pieces of wire gone. This aerial root, I don't think we need that. So normally when you're doing a cut, you want to get every single little apex that you can. Because if you leave an apex, say like this guy here, you leave this guy, then he's just going to grow way out. Okay. This is another very funky aerial root that's going back into the trunk, and I don't know, I don't think I like that. If it came out like this little guy right here, that would work, but going to take that one off. Here's some more wire just sort of dangling there. Okay. It's really starting to take shape now. I've got some weird growth right here. And that is actually a type of fern called a bear's foot fern. It's like a rabbit's foot fern, but it's a much larger growing fern. And for now, I'm just going to keep it. You can usually just pop them out of there. And I plant them because they make a pretty decorative plant. And here's another kind of weird aerial root that I'm going to cut. And this branch here probably needs to be wired like that. And then that really will set off. Let me go over here and do it like this. That'll really set off the trunk. And you notice I didn't cut anything up here because I want this to fill in. I want it to fill in, you know, about into here. But this is such a cool tree. Really love it. So, that's about it for today on this guy. Really, really beautiful tree. So if you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and give me a big thumbs up. And when you subscribe, you can hit the notification bell so that when I put a new video out, you'll be notified. And I'm trying to do videos fairly often. If you look on my channel, you'll see a lot of my videos are like doing seedlings and taking cuttings, and you may think to yourself, well, that's not really bonsai. So in the next 3-4 videos, I'm going to concentrate more on actually showing you finished trees, finished bonsai. And this is the first in that series. So once again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I guess that's about it. I'm just learning all this stuff here as far as putting stuff on YouTube. So please bear with me. I do love this tree though. It's going to be absolutely spectacular once it gets about another 3 or 4 inches higher and wider. Man, it's already very beautiful right now. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.